All right, let's talk about that moment. You know the one. You've got a brilliant idea, you've done all your research, but when you actually sit down to write, nothing. Just a blinking cursor on a blank page. That feeling of being totally lost? Yeah, every student has been there. But what if I told you there's a system to it?
See, the secret isn't just about having great ideas. It's about how you construct them. A great paper, it's really like a well-built house. It needs a solid foundation, a clear structure, and a consistent design. It's not about just throwing words on a page. It's about thoughtful, deliberate construction.
So, for the next few minutes, let's become architects. We're going to look at the blueprints, the building codes, and all the finishing touches that can turn a simple paper into something that's really solid and impressive.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the universal blueprint that works for any paper. Then we'll look at some specialized designs. We're going to master the building code, go through a page-by-page construction guide, learn how to connect all our ideas, and wrap it all up with a final inspection checklist. Ready?
Okay, first things first. Every single piece of academic writing, and I mean everything, from a simple essay to a huge dissertation, it all rests on the exact same fundamental blueprint. This is your foundation.
And here it is, the three core parts. Your introduction is the front door. It's got to hook the reader, give him some context, and then bam, state your thesis. That thesis is the cornerstone for the whole building. The body paragraphs, those are the rooms, and each one is built to hold up that main idea. And finally, the conclusion. That's like the rooftop deck. It summarizes what you've built, reminds them of the main point, and gives them a final thought to walk away with.
All right, so once you've got that universal foundation down, you can start picking different architectural styles for the main part of your paper. It all depends on what you're trying to build.
So on one hand, you've got your standard essay structure. Here, you're basically organizing your body paragraphs around different themes that all support your main argument. Pretty straightforward. But if you're in the sciences or social sciences, you'll probably use a more specialized blueprint called IMRAD. It stands for Introduction, Methods, Results, and Discussion. It's this super logical step-by-step structure that's designed perfectly for presenting research.
So, you've got your blueprint picked out. Awesome. But any good architect will tell you you have to follow the local building code. It makes sure everything is consistent, safe, and easy for people to understand. While in academic writing, our building code is often a formatting style, like APA.
Now, these 5 rules might seem kind of basic, but they create the entire look and feel of your paper. We're talking 1-inch margins on all sides, a clean, readable font, double spacing for the entire paper, and yes, I mean the entire paper, paragraphs indented 1/2 inch, and page numbers tucked up in the top right corner. You get these down, and you've basically mastered the core of the APA code.
Okay, with our rules of construction in hand, it's time to actually start building this thing. Let's walk through how to apply these APA rules to each part of your paper, one piece at a time.
And construction always starts with the title page. Think of this as the grand entryway to your building. For APA 7th edition, you need these key things: your paper's title, your name, your school or affiliation, the course name, your instructor, and the due date. Everything has a very specific place, so getting this right from the start is key.
Now, let's zoom in because the devil is in the details here. The whole page is double-spaced, but you're going to add one extra double-spaced line right between your title and your name. And notice this, only the title of the paper gets bolded. Nothing else, it's all about that precision. Moving on to page 2. This is where your main text, the body of your paper, finally begins. And here's a little rule people often miss. You repeat the title of your paper, bolded and centered, right at the top, just before your first paragraph. It's a small thing, but it acts like a really clear header for the start of your argument. Now, to organize all those different rooms in your paper, APA gives you 5 levels of headings. A level 1 heading is for your main sections, like methods or literature review. Then a level 2 would be for a subsection inside of that. Using these headings consistently creates a super clear roadmap for your reader.
Okay, after you've written your conclusion, it's time to build the final part of our structure, the reference list. Think of this as your building's library, and it always starts on a fresh new page with the word references right at the top, centered and bolded.
And you really got to pay attention to 2 unique formatting rules for this section. First, the whole list is double-spaced, just like the rest of the paper. But second, and this is the tricky one, each entry uses what's called a hanging indent. That just means the first line of the citation is all the way to the left, but every line after that is indented by 1/2 inch. It makes it really easy to scan the list and spot each source.
You know, a building full of beautiful rooms is pretty useless if there are no hallways or doors to connect them. In your writing, those connectors are your transitions. They're what guide your readers smoothly from one idea to the next without getting lost.
And here are some of the best tools for the job. If you want to show how two ideas are alike, you can use words like likewise or similarly. To point out a difference, try however or in contrast. These little words are like signposts, telling your reader exactly how the next sentence connects to the last one.
All right, your paper is built. It's standing. But before you open the doors to the public or, your professor, you have to do one last walkthrough. A final inspection to make sure everything is perfect and up to code.
Here's your quick 4-point inspection. 1. Is the page order right? Title page, then your text, then your references. Easy. 2. Are your headings formatted correctly, and do they actually describe the content? 3. And listen up, because this is the most important rule of all. Did you follow your instructor's specific guidelines? Their rules always come first. And finally, number 4, proofread it. Seriously, reading your paper out loud is a total game changer for catching little errors.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that writing a great paper isn't some kind of mysterious, magical art. It's a craft. It's a process of construction. And now, you have the blueprint, you've got the building codes, and you have the tools. So the only question left is, what incredible thing are you going to build next?